Okay, trying this again. Hopefully the stream picks it up as well. Because I didn't want to skip the procession for the stream. Okay, so far it's already going more smoothly than before. And what I did was I loaded the autosave just before the manual one. So I'm hoping that maybe it was just a corrupt save file situation. Okay. Quick save. So hopefully this one will work.
It's good that everything will be over. I have been so afraid that we wouldn't have the time to save you or this tormented kingdom. But now there's just a little further to go, and I believe we can make it.
Anything you'd like to tell me before we march off to battle?
I didn't want to distract you with such a trifle at this important moment. But let me again thank you for giving me a second chance. I have realized much along my journey. Although I'd prefer my awakening hadn't been bought with innocent lives. From now on, I will be stricter with myself, and will spend more time helping those who need it. And one more thing. I'm not one for inspirational speeches, but let me wish you strength and luck. Your burden is the heaviest of all. May you be equal to the task.
Thanks for your support all this time.
You exaggerate. I don't think I offer so much support. But I am immensely happy that I can help you in any way I can. This land deserves peace, and all the more so, its ruler.
It'll be time to march soon. You ready?
I'm with you until the end.
Okay, that is much better than before. Okay, good. I can put those on the sisters. Oh. Ooh, nice. Forgot about that. I really should have sold Zavworn's cross, come to think of it, but oh well. Amiri.
We were just getting ready for our last great battle, and now we're doing it again. It's a good thing I decided to follow you back here at Aldori's. You definitely know how to have fun, Chief.
Want to tell me anything before we set off for battle?
I do. You're a good chief, and our tribe is all right, and we've been through a lot of good fights. Don't think I'm sucking up or something. It's just that I live like I want now, and that makes me sing inside.
So, warrior, you ready to beat the hell out of the eldest and his minions?
Oh, no. I'm not ready. Wait, I need to polish my sword and tie some ribbons to my belt. Then I'll be ready for battle.
Alright, enough talk.
Right. Go on, Chief. Give the order.
The case didn't break you. Good. But we must hurry. This madness must be stopped, once and for all.
I just want to You afraid of what's ahead?
No. We are going to fight for our home. For the laughter of children yet to be born. That evil outsider god fights only for his pride. He cannot win.
I just want to say, you've been a loyal companion, Ekun. It's good to have someone to rely on in such a dark hour.
Words of a worthy leader are better reward than honors and gold. We've come a long way. May the ones ahead be longer and lighter.
Time to go. You ready?
Lead. I will follow.
And Okbo just randomly standing there. Hey, I actually have Knock Knock
I
this.
look around and I think, should we really have been so eager to get to the First World? I suppose it's time we asked that he leave our lands alone and take himself back where he comes from.
Have any regrets?
Of course. I never became the hero who saved the entire gnome race. I don't even know how I live with myself, knowing that I'm just a famous scientist who visited the First World, met one of its deities, and defeated another, assuming we win this battle.
You haven't always been easy to tolerate, but I'm glad we reached the end of this adventure together.
Jubilost Narthropple, the most unbearable researcher of Galarian, at your service. We've seen a lot together. I hope you've said that for a reason, and the good memories outweigh the bad ones. Just a little bit.
Well, time to get to work. To ask, as you put it, that we be left alone.
We'll ask them all right. Who can say no to politeness and forcible explosive arguments?
Yeah. Are you serious? Why can't I do... You look preoccupied, Calica. What's on your mind?
Just terribly silly things. I often do this to distract myself from trouble and worry. I daydream about complete nonsense. Just now, I was thinking how wonderful it would be to see the snow and make a snowman. I've never done anything like that before.
Glad we'll be together for the final battle.
Of course you're glad. What would you do without me? I can't tell what is to come, and this makes me uneasy. But my gut is telling me we can handle it. It turns out that it's not so easy to be the heroes of song and legend. But we can do it. I know it. I believe it.
Time for us to visit the Lantern King.
This land can only have one ruler. We'll do whatever it takes to recover what's been taken from us and save this miserable land.
Okay, seriously, why can't I talk to Knock Knock? That bugs me.
A menacing hour. A simple mind might see it in the end of times and the triumph of Grotus. But alas, these are only the games of a foolish deity, wrapped in the vanity of the First World.
You look peaceful.
Oh, this is true. Everything unfolds in the best possible way. If we meet our death in the coming battle, it will be a wonderful ending. If we win, although it's a pointless act, I will also be satisfied. It would be wrong to bow to this self-proclaimed Lantern King.
I don't even know if this means anything to you, Harm, but I'm glad you're among my companions.
Your words seem strange to me, but something in them warms my old soul.
We have to go. The Lantern King won't wait.
Indeed. We must quench that false light, so it doesn't confuse the souls of those who look on it.
I'm just waiting for a signal to attack. There's a great battle ahead, and it will end with a great victory. I believe that more than I've ever believed anything.
Any regrets?
Every failure, every fallen comrade. But these regrets cannot undermine my spirit. We learn from our mistakes, and harden for times like these.
Valerie, I just want to say, your loyalty means a lot to me.
I'm glad to hear it. I would never turn away from my duty, no matter what. But it's better to enter a dangerous battle with an easy heart, knowing that your sword serves one who truly values your loyalty.
We have to go. I know I don't even need to ask if you're ready.
And I need not answer. To arms! We will protect this land and free you from this curse. That's why I've taken up my weapons, and I won't put them down until all our plans are fulfilled.
Hey, Chief. How are you feeling? I can't wait to stretch my legs a little.
Ready for a fight?
Some fight. I'm already thinking about the toast for the celebration feast. We'll deal with this flying fireball nice and quick, and then I hope we'll celebrate for at least a couple of weeks.
Anything you'd like to tell me before we march off to battle?
You've led us through 100 brawls. You'll lead us through this one. Just don't look back, and use any chance fate throws at us.
Well, enough words. Time to act.
Lead on, Chief. I'm right behind you.
I can't believe this is happening to us. I didn't think I would be among the heroes from a legend, but here we are.
I only hope this legend has a good ending.
You look worried.
I'm just worried about you. And I'm sad about Lindsay. It feels better to think that she stayed with us no matter what. But I miss some of the little things, like talking to her in the morning, when we both just crawled out of our tents, still sleepy. Lindsay, if you can hear us now, please know that I miss you terribly, you little chatterbox.
Aww.
But let's look ahead for the moment. I don't wish to distract you with my worries. I'm ready for battle like never before. And Reg, never mind. I promised myself I'd be strong, and I will be. For us.
I just wanted to say I'm very glad to have met you, Octavia.
I wanted to be firm and pretend I'm not moved at all. But of course it's not true. I'm also very happy I met you. And that you don't mind my company.
Well, we have to go. Ready for our final test?
Like never before. If I need to defeat a deity to save you from a curse, then I'll do it.
And into the portal. Let's see. Whoop, wrong one. There we go. I'm admittedly not 100% on whether I want to have Octavia with me, but Ragongar, I mean, it's one of those where they haven't been in the group for a while. I just want to have them with me for a bit. Okay, Bless would have been the better option, apparently.
Repent! You forced my hand.
Wait, where in Dagar? Was he basically the Batman guy that I met on the road? Just randomly?
Your Highness, I beg to report. The city is filled with hostile First World creatures, and your allies are scattered. It all happened within minutes. We entered the gate and the ground split open. Some went up, some down, and all somehow in complete silence. There's almost no communication between the islands, so our forces are separated and uncoordinated. But we fight as best we can. Also...
Allow me to speak for myself, Sir Keston. Greetings, Your Highness. I humbly request you hear me out. I come from a duchy you probably haven't heard of, though it's only a day's journey from here. Many ages ago, it was destroyed by the fairy Nyrissa, and turned into a grain of dust for the sorceress's...
Okay, so that is not the fantasy Batman.
I suppose you guessed who I am, or rather, what I am. Warriors from all the fallen kingdoms were kept in the cup, and many return as half-mad shadows. I have returned as well. I am the shadow of Sir Warren Dagar. But unlike the other shadows, I have no desire to fight for those who slaughtered my ruler and my people. If you'd allow me, I would help you in your noble cause as best I can.
Thank you for your offer, Sir Warren. I could use your help.
My sword is at your disposal. I will stay here for a while and help your people, but I will arrive at once when you face real danger. We shall see much of it on the road ahead.
And just a randomly floating chest. Huh. Funny.
I share your troubles.
And the Lantern King is way the hell down there. Oh, the kobolds. The chief sent a gift. A +5 javelin. Nice. Kind of a random thing to find. Or be given at this stage of the game.
Confide in me.
Another +5 weapon. Okay, here we go.
The path is clear.
Wait a minute. What's going on here?
To victory!
Shit!
This is for you!
Training pays off.
Time wasted.
And of course I managed to sell all the boots first. Oh well.
A reckoning is at hand.
Actually, let's see. Oh boy. And actually, what is that ability? Let's see.
Cannot hide from me.
I'll try to make this swift. So it's come to this. Repent!
I require healing.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to story mode again. I'm sorry, but this is just fucking bonkers. With the wild hunt bullshit. It really is.
You forced my hand.
Require healing.
Victory is inevitable.
I feel faint. swift.
Training pays off.
God damn.
I'm restless.
Let us bide our time.
Yeah, I'll do Dire Boars. Why not?
Left yourself exposed.
Don't hesitate.
Now this one I know full well what goes on here, especially after that last one.
Time for fun.
There we are. Oh shit, they actually were injured. They just got used as bait was the big thing. Nope, they weren't injured.
Let us strike as one.
Die for me.
Okay, what is going on with him? I mean, is he slowed or something? Or is it just the armor, maybe? There we go. Yes, Fizzgig, you're adorable. I'll be up in a little while, buddy.
The path is clear.
Okay.
The road awaits.
We will prevail.
A solid plan.
Bleed for me.
Oh, wait a minute. Monarch. So... Oakbow and this... Absolutely hunting the Monarch first.
So it's come to this.
Unknown key. Not sure what the hell that's about. Might be related to why I had a, my shit went sideways. Wait, can Warren do... Okay. So unfortunately, yeah, I failed to protect him. Buddy, please stop meowing like that, okay? Yeesh. Fragment of the Apology.
Tread lightly.
Your Highness, the artifact that you just found is of the utmost importance. It's a fragment of the accursed apology goblet. Somewhere in this city, a few more still remain. If you can find and deliver these fragments to me, I will try to destroy them, thus weakening the power of the Lantern King. The bond between the creation and creator is complicated, almost inconceivable. When the Lantern King created the cup, the material symbol of Nyrus's curse, he never dreamed that his creation might be used against him. And yet it can be done. I have devoted my life to creating and reforging artifacts from ages past. But now I shall have to do the opposite. To reduce one to dust, not restore it. Do you know where my other allies are? Here we are.
Something bothering you?
Alright. I have no idea what to That was as far as I got to with the Paladin. And that was unstreamed. I might actually go back at some point and do it, because apparently doing this chapter is the only way in which... Oh, hey, Mager. Nice. Nice. Okay, so...
Let's see what they're made of.
Okay. Figures that Octavia somehow failed the will save.
Victory is inevitable.
I won't let you down.
The path is clear.
I shall end this suffering.
I will say, I think the creeping doom might be one of the most useful things here. Like, unironically.
Enemy
Primarily because of the distraction, if nothing else.
Do not falter.
This spell.
Training pays off.
Here.
Depend
You can count on me.
Well, now she can do that to herself.
I'm listening.
Oh, for all of a minute.
You are Chicha. Forwards!
Okay, good.
Onwards.
You can't stop me.
Aim carefully. Attack!
Stay behind me. Victory is inevitable.
I'll go ahead.
Oh, something down here. Or would it be up over here? Wait, huh? How the hell do I get up there?
Let's head out.
Oh, God. Okay, there's the next piece. Okay, there's Sertova and Jamandi.
Everyone counts on me. I shall not fail.
Pretty much as soon as I get this, I'm sure. Yep. Knew it.
goes.
Try to make
You
this of
are
it.
outmatched.
So it's come to this.
This spell's not supposed to work.
Holy crap.
The path is clear. A solid plan.
Kagar. Oh yeah. What is this live metal? Stonecutter hand axe. Adamantine construct bane. You know what, Ragangar, you can... Let's see. Where's the... There we are. That'll work. Okay, seriously, how the hell do I get up there?
I am yours to command.
Tread lightly.
I'm listening.
Alright.
Let us bide our time.
What's the holdup?
You know what, Octavia? Can you use... Scroll of Summon Elder Worm. Where is that? Actually, where... Scroll... Yeah, Scroll of Summon Elder Worm. Here we are.
I wish there was another way.
No time wasted.
Boy, the Construct Bane helped a lot. Built to physical perfection plus 8. Damn.
Let us strike as one!
Let us be careful.
And that's the only thing there. Oh. Only 3 hours. Nice.
How may I help?
Did the map just shake when that thunderbolt hit? Because it kind of felt like it did. It seemed like it might have.
Let's finish them quick.
Holy hell.
Die for me.
Thing pays off.
And yeah, I, again, have just no shame whatsoever in dropping it down to story mode for this one. Because otherwise I would burn through every fucking spell slot in every fight, just trying to keep up. And that is not ideal. Uh-oh. Who was that?
Do not falter.
Akinos. Trying to think who that was. And I'm genuinely not sure.
Done and done.
Okay, so they're good. Oh, something down here. Full plate +5. Yeah, not going up there yet.
Something bothering you?
Let's head out.
I'm listening. Right here, my friend. I shall end this suffering.
Oh, nice.
Exposed.
You forced my hand.
Tread lightly.
Cannot hide from me.
Bleed for me.
Suppose I should have known better than that, really. But that's on me.
Path is clear.
Pataxian soldiers.
I wish there was another way.
If I have to.
Oh shit. Holy shit.
You can't stop me!
Third fragment of the apology. Yeah, guess Bear, get your folks back. Here you are. With the third fragment, barriers around your castle wall will fall. The Lantern King will be ready to give you an audience. Yeah, I'm keeping it on story mode. Yeah. Alrighty.
How may I help? Share your troubles.
The road awaits.
Keep your eyes open.
Outdoor adventures are in Antwerp today, but they just
I'm open to your
ruin the
orders.
hair.
Everyone counts on me. Our duty calls.
Let's see.
A reckoning is at
Something
hand.
bothering you?
Evil. Actually, no, chaos. Definitely chaos. Your footsteps echo from the ceiling of the ravaged throne room. The sound attracts the attention of old Remus, slouching on the steps of the throne. He looks up, shakes his head slightly as if displeased, but keeps silent. Nothing betrays the mask of a deity in this hunched man.
Spring. Greetings, eldest. Do you hear the distant thunder? The time has come. The time to settle everything once and for all.
Words, words. How little value we attach to them, and how much they truly mean. But I've grown tired of words and prophecies. I no longer predict chaos and death. Instead, I will show them to you, myself.
Oh yes, the time has come! The time of fate and curses!
Okay, so it actually did pause, which is nice. And actually, I'll do slowing mud.
This eludes me.
Okay. Holy hell. Holy shit. shit, that dispelled everything. Oh, I
You
did.
don't seem to like my curses. Maybe if I chose better.
My skills exceed yours.
I'll try to make this swift.
Consider provoked.
And
The time for laughter has passed. It's the hour of hunting. Chaos.
shit. Ooh, no, 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 no.
Dawnflower.
Yeah, I'm well aware, but I got nothing I can do there.
I see your light. Oh, Saturday. I see your light.
Aim carefully.
Oh, Saturday.
Victory is inevitable.
Oh, Saturday. I see your light.
And the lantern... Enough! As soon as the Horned Hunter's body disappears in the fire, the destroyed throne room is flooded with light. The Lantern King, his true blazing form, appears in the middle of the room. His furious mask is ringed by fire. The games have ended. Time freezes like resin, trapping you and the Eldest in amber light. And this light grows brighter. The rays pass through you, pierce you, ruthlessly bearing your most intimate secrets, fears, and desires. Something inside of you resonates with the light of the Eldest. Your curse. It is like the splinter of an arrow that remains inside the wound. A slow weapon crawling towards your heart. As soon as the rays touch it, it begins to heat up, and then burns with intolerable pain.
Time for masks is over. You risk challenging an Eldest, and I accept the challenge. You will fight not a mere embodiment, but my true essence. This is my essence. I don't need magic or servile monsters to destroy you. Words are enough. Yes, words. I once told you, words spoken in the right time and place possess the power of a storm. You lightheartedly answer that you know what your power and essence are. The desire to help people whose grief touches you. I remember your answer. The world remembers it too. Your answer, your heart, your essence. Now, cursed king, I'm taking this part of your soul, as I took away Nerissa's ability to love. What you called your essence is yours no more.
My heart has always belonged to the people, and it always will. Nothing can ever change that. A wave of pain comes crashing down upon you, but recedes quickly. You cannot tell whether you were protected by your words or something more, the essence of your soul. But the attack of the Eldest was parried.
Let us continue. We both wear the crown. But what do you want? I mean, patch of land, a few thousand souls? My dominion is chaos and magic, madness and deceit. Your power is nothing compared to mine. And that is why you are helpless before me. You will take my every blow as a divine punishment, as something imminent.
Holy... wow. Okay, not sure what I... let's see. I have a feeling I wouldn't have anywhere near like this if I... let's see. Oh, yeah, from... yeah. Okay. Where's the... let's see. Ah. You talk about yourself so much. But do you have friends or allies, Eldest? I always have someone to lean on, which is why I and my land will survive any hardship. You feel strange, as if wrapped in an invisible veil that protects you from the Eldest's wrath, and its source is yet your curse. It bound you to your kingdom, but through this bond can pass not only pain and death, but power as well.
I'm curious what you think of me, cursed king. Do you see me as a villain, or a simple joker? In truth, well, I'll never be able to conceive of the truth. Being an eldest means being one of the many strings that hold the world in place. Being an eldest means being such a vast and self-sufficient value that one's equals become strangers and one's inferiors are entirely insignificant. I am an eldest. Laughter, guile, transformation, that's what I am. Being what I am, I will let you feel a modicum of my loneliness. I will take away your pillar of strength.
Okay. I won't allow such evil to happen. And being what I am, I will retrieve what's been taken from me. The blinding light flashes away, frightened like a living creature. The blistering metal of the curse cools. It still hurts, but the pain is no longer unbearable. You stand before the eldest as before a blazing living star, and he looks at you as if he's seeing you for the first time.
Good. You can play with words. Let us see if you can withstand the heat of my fire.
Okay.
Attack!
And actually, I think she's got Firebrand, right? Oh! Few have had the chance to see a star die. Spots of cold, lifeless darkness cover the fiery form of the Lantern King, growing, devouring, and with a dull moan, settling onto the ground in a cloud of coal-black dust. But a moment later, where the eldest crown lay burning, another shining image is born. It grows, glowing, turning into a familiar silhouette, wearing a crown.
Defeat. What a refreshing feeling. I don't remember sensing it for a dozen millennia.
His light flickers strangely, and his masks begin to change with incredible speed. One breath, and you are looking upon a horrible grimace of wrath. Another breath, and it's replaced with playful astonishment. Another, and it's the mask of fatherly care.
But what's next? How will you end this story? Listen, I know good, elegant, and refined. The hero defeats a deity in battle. Impressed, it grants the victor power and immortality. The hero enters the chambers of the deity to become his champion and herald, eternal, powerful, equally glorified both in the first world and in Galarian. His kingdom healed from its wounds and flourished under the rule of the immortal champion. A beautiful ending, isn't it? And this legend is yours for the asking.
He's scared.
This is not your hour, eldest. You've tormented us enough for your cruel entertainments.
You seem so confident, Magus. I'm intrigued. What is it that you and your chosen are planning to do with an immortal deity? What power do you have that I do not?
Nyrissa, it's time. Do just as we planned.
Look into the eyes of your lost image, Lantern King. Look at what you once were, and listen to my words.
Tense, the nymph takes a step forward and raises her hands in the air. A light flares up between them, and the Lantern King's mask, which you received from Mocked after your battle with the Jabberwock, slowly appears. One mask looks at the other, and you feel the clashing eyes momentarily paralyze the eldest.
You made me your puppet, but I have won my freedom. You stole the essence of my soul, but now it is returned. You cursed me, but I do not accept this curse. I reject the path you cut for me. I will not be what you would make me. I fear no punishment. I will not bow, and I will not turn back. I do not seek your forgiveness.
That was a well-timed thundercrack. Nyrissa stops, and with her last word, incredible, ice-cold silence falls upon the ravaged throne room. All sounds die. The air leaves your chest without a whisper, and even your heart beats quiet. Yet in this silence, something lives and flashes swiftly. The echo of Nyrissa's words, the echo of her desire to live, to love, and atone for what she's done. The echo rolls farther and farther from you, like a wave, catching up the fragments of the cursed cup, sweeping away the shadows of the dead kingdoms. You cannot see it, but with all your being, you feel the moment when that echo reaches the farthest boundaries of the kingdom, stops, and then rushes back. The Lantern King senses the threat, but now it's beyond his power to change anything. He is the focus of the coming wave, and as it strikes, the silence cracks, exploding in 1,000 bones and sighs. The dust of destroyed kingdoms, the grief of dead souls, thousands of years of pointless destruction, a hopeless search for what was lost. In a heartbeat, all crashing down upon the eldest, impaling his very being, and tearing off his final mask. And for this brief moment, you look into the abyss that hides behind the name Lantern King. And what is there? Light? Laughter? Bolts of lightning? Or thoughts of an ancient mind, mighty and strange? You haven't the time to comprehend all you see, but you know one thing for true. The Lantern King is cursed. The Lantern King is mortal. The punishment he heaped upon Nyrissa has returned to him and taken his precious immortality. It is your turn to speak. You have no... You will not bring your evil here, eldest. I will fight you for an eternity if I must, to protect what I cherish.
I feel the fire in these words. Hot and liberating. An eternity of sacrifice. Who would have thought?
This is all the Lantern King is able to say. You feel a heavy burden, invisible and ominous, lift from your shoulders and dash towards your enemy. An enemy who is now, after Nyrissa's words, mortal and vulnerable. Your curse falls upon the eldest like a gravestone. The power that was tearing your soul apart, along with the kingdom, now devours him. And faster than one could imagine. The light flashes out. The power fades. A moment later, all you see is a fiery crown tumbling to the ground and shattering with a piercing clink. And with this final sound, the ground around you begins to tremble. Nyrissa rushes towards you and clenches your hand. There is no fear in the nymph's eyes, just hope and tenderness. She is the first to realize what's happening. The city and the kingdom are returning to Galarian. Holy shit!
That's how the story ended. The Lantern King vanished without a trace, and we never heard from him again. Nyrissa helped return the kingdom to Golarion and followed her beloved there. After celebrating the victory with great fanfare, everyone began work on restoration efforts. Nyrissa helped the king in every way possible, and she quickly came to be loved across the country. No one would have thought that this kind nymph was a former villain, so recently guilty of causing all those afflictions. The kingdom built by our hero became an example for all its neighbors. What else would you expect? The Stolen Lands became the only place where the citizens sincerely toast the health of their ruler. The citizens lived trouble-free, and taxes made it to the treasury without losses. A powerful army guards the peace. Exploration of magic is on par. The temples are flooded with their congregations. And most importantly, our cultural contributions are at least the equal of Absalom. The king firmly eliminated banditry in the Stolen Lands, to the delight of the long-suffering locals, and brought peace and law to the area. That peace didn't last long, however. A jolly gang appeared in the Gnarl Marches, claiming to fight the tyranny of the king for the good of the common people. The Stolen Lands are called the Land of Popular Rule, for in these lands, common people feel fully in control of their fates. Unfortunately, the total absence of authority allowed one of the richest regions in the kingdom to proclaim itself an independent republic, and retrieving those territories came at a rather high price for the king. The king's subjects praise his generosity, while citizens of neighboring lands groan from crippling taxes. Citizens of the Stolen Lands have it pretty good. Truth be told, the treasury isn't always capable of paying the royal bills, and the throne room's adornments are clearly decaying.
Ow!
But sometimes you have to buy the people's love, literally. The king became a true patron of fine crafts. Over time, the castle treasury filled with wonderful gifts from the best masters in the area. Armor, weapons, even magical artifacts. And the collection is still growing. The feud between Brevois North and South, which had been smoldering for ages, never sparked the fires of civil war. Through great effort, our king managed to bring both parties to the negotiating table. While Rostland didn't gain its independence, it did receive wide autonomy rights. Our relationships with both House Sertova and the Sword Lords are respectful, but they've become lukewarm. Because of us, neither side got everything they wanted. Casil Aldori settled in our capital, though he left politics to teach dueling. Amiri didn't remain leader of the Tiger Lords for long. Ruling was certainly not her calling. The years she spent with them were enough for them to regain their forces, though, and they recovered to be one of the best mercenary armies in the region again. They revere her as a great hero, even more than they once worshipped Armagh. And they respect our king, of course. He was a comrade in arms of the great Amiri, after all. Their tribe came to be loyal allies.
Nice.
Pitax almost returned to its former state. A joyful city filled with beers of dubious quality and deals of questionable legality. The old trade houses lost the crown, but they retrieved the property Iravetti had taken from them. Soon, Pitax became almost like a second capital in the kingdom, a thriving city through which rivers of money from across the region ran. Unfortunately, we get much less of this money than we would like. Governor Liachenza turned out to be helpless against widespread embezzlement.
Yeesh.
Maestro Bellavara gave the Academy of the Arts a second wind. Throwing out mediocre students and sycophants, she gathered within its walls talented visionaries, rebels, and freethinkers. Those whose gifts felt cramped within the walls of more respectable institutions. She managed to do what Iravetti never could, namely, make the Academy truly famous, albeit scandalously so. And so what if, instead of odes to the king, the Academy releases sneering pamphlets and revolutionary leaflets? It only helps his reputation as a true patron of the arts. The dangerous man-eating trolls disappeared entirely from the forests and swamps of the Stolen Lands. Kobolds, though, being sneaky and clever, are still sometimes met by travelers and hunters who wander off the beaten track. Some even say the short reptiles still praise the great King Tartuk, but no one knows for certain. As soon as anyone approaches the kobolds, they forget their military honor and turn tail. After enduring so many storms and troubles, Varnhold eventually turned into a real city. Daring settlers decided to conquer the vast, wild expanses of Dunsword, and despite all odds, they succeeded. The modest colony that almost vanished at the hands of an ancient lich turned everything around to become a thriving city with lively river trading. Agay, the Spriggan leader, learned a valuable lesson after surviving his meeting with the king.
Oh, yeah.
And even regaining his tribe's home. Don't try to occupy seemingly empty settlements anymore. Instead, the Spriggans settled across Dunsword's wild borderlands and proclaimed it as their domain. Keeping the peace in a situation like that seems like the stuff of dreams, as evidenced by the occasional lost patrols and stolen cattle.
Ah, crap.
Peace reigns in the caves beneath the old sycamore. The kobolds and mites continue to explore the depths and learn simple crafts from each other. Rumor has it, the first mite kobold wedding even happened not long ago.
Cute.
That said, settlers still aren't rushing to build new homes in the area. Some kind souls even put up warning signs along the roads. Beware, traveler. Steer clear of the old sycamore. Another inscription soon appeared over the sign, though. No keep going treasure ahead honest.
Okay, that's just that's adorably inept.
Oleg's trading post continues to thrive, attracting even more travelers. Much to its owner's displeasure, a small town is springing up around it. Despite Oleg's grumbling, he and his wife are well regarded by everyone, and Svetlana was even elected town chief. Making sure her sister was safe, the former bandit Kressel traveled south. Her trail went cold somewhere in Absalom's docks. They say she changed her name again and now serves on a trade ship, hiding from old acquaintances. Keston Garas took a post as chief of the kingdom's guard. The former heir to a noble family never returned to Brevoy, severing all ties to his kin. However, a few years after the victory over the First World, a girl arrived from Brevoy and soon married Keston. They say Keston started smiling a lot more after that.
Hopefully that's the one he mentioned.
Jod remained loyal to the king to the end of his days, healing the sick and generously sharing his austere wisdom with anyone who wished to hear it, and some who didn't. Having fulfilled his duty to the ruler, Erastil's priest peacefully departed this world, surrounded by friends and disciples. Breinhart became a loyal ally and trade partner of the kingdom, and Darvin himself had been seen as a frequent guest in the capital. The elegant monarch of the neighboring kingdom has broken many hearts at court. After his visits, many young guards and servants have been seen staring through windows, sighing wistfully about something.
I do have to say, well, I did some digging. Darvin apparently was a Kickstarter backer, and the guy donated $4,000. So I can kind of understand why he got an ending slide, even if it might rankle a little bit.
The Fae took a fancy to the kingdom, feeling totally at home here. They often play various pranks, but they never do any serious harm.
Awesome.
Phyllis and Teresia managed to restore the magic forest. Once freed of the anger of the Scythe Tree, people returned to the abandoned village, and it became a haven of friendship between the Fae and ordinary people, just like old times.
Lovely.
The lizard folk of the Longtail tribe returned to live on the shores of Candlemere, but they couldn't return to their ancient way of life. Living alongside people, the lizard folk adopted their behaviors, habits, and even religion. More and more of the Longtail tribe pray not to the spirits of their ancestors, but to Erastil or Goro. They even began to forget their original language. I hope someone writes down their songs and legends before they all sink into oblivion. The goblins who put so much effort into preserving the king's lands obviously felt that gave them the right to do whatever they wanted in the kingdom. Travelers are careful to move in groups when they can, and any peasants who spot at least one particularly toothy stranger immediately raise the alarm. For if you see one goblin, there's likely a whole gang.
Damn it.
A delegation of wizards from Absalom and other areas appeared in the kingdom one day, asking for permission to examine the lair of the Lich Farniris the Thoughtful. After completing their research, the wizards spent a long time thanking the king for freeing the world of that monster. In their opinion, he'd been capable of causing the end of the world, maybe even 2 worlds.
Holy hell.
The sweet teeth departed on a journey, hoping to see as many wonders as possible of this world and others. They keep sending us news from every corner of the map. Their bright painted wagon, drawn by a bull mastodon, crisscrosses Galarian, somehow appearing in the center of one incredible story after another.
Yeah, they do have a knack for just doing the weirdest shit.
Evindra settled down in the Tuskwater and visits the capital often. She became a friend to the people of the kingdom, helping them and teaching them how to treat the lake life with care. Parents allow their children to swim in the Tuskwater at any time, day or night, secure in the knowledge that she'll look out for them. After Nyrissa's curse was lifted, the maimed face of the last defaced sister began healing, little by little.
Nice!
She still keeps her distance from people, but she's always glad to see the king.
I'm really happy that worked out. And that I talked her into, hey, enter the locket, I'll see what I can do.
After the victory, the storyteller abandoned his affairs and began spending a lot of time alone in contemplation. He eventually bid farewell to the king and left his lands. But I suspect the inhabitants of Galarian haven't heard the last of this mysterious traveler, for his own story is hardly finished. The ancient artifacts gathered by the king built the foundation of a museum collection that has become famous even in far-off Absalom. Amiri remained a pariah to her native tribe, but she stayed close friends with Nylak, who ruled the Six Bears wisely and taught them to survive in the unfamiliar plains and cities. The restless barbarian would often travel for long stretches of time, but sooner or later she would always return to her old friends, bragging about new scars and recounting new feats, many of which Nylak immortalized in song. The Tiger Lords revered Amiri as a great hero, but she didn't stay chieftain
I already
for
heard this
long.
one.
After all, she was much better at crushing skulls than giving orders. Valerie stayed to serve the king, and to this day she continues to be a muse to many people. Not just bards and admirers, but to warriors as well. Honest and resilient, Valerie is not just famous for her feats in battle, but also for her patience and kindness, which she says the king helped her discover within herself.
Nice!
Harrim became famous, respected by dwarves throughout our kingdom as well as our neighbors, even as far as the 5 Kings Mountains. He's often been asked to help out or teach others, and he's never denied anyone, despite his grumbling. Some people even listen to his preaching. Lucky for us, there's a lot less howling about the end of the world now, and more wise words of moderation and humility. Not all of his disciples turned to Grotus, but everyone took away something useful from his teachings.
Awesome. Awesome.
Octavia didn't stay still for very long. Soon, she and Reg went to Numeria and started a huge slave rebellion there.
Nice.
They didn't manage to destroy the Technic League, but to this day, slaves speak their names with admiration, and slavers with terror. Over the course of their journey, the two grew as close as ever, leaving their quarrels and resentments behind. After returning from Numeria, Octavia settled in her mother's house. and became the king's advisor and loyal companion. Rigangar left for Numeria with Octavia to start a slave rebellion. Over the journey, he really matured and learned to understand others, as well as how to control his anger. After he returned, he took a position in the king's court. Being both formidable and charming, he inspired fear in the hearts of some and lust in others. There are even some rumors that he almost talked Octavia into marrying him, and possibly even continuing the Della Fiorni line. Tristan stayed in the Stolen Lands. Endowed with a special blessing of Sarenrae, the priest became known as a great healer and went on to perform many more miracles. I'd say the Movonic Diva deserves the right to rejoin Sarenrae's divine army. I hope the goddess will think the same when Tristan's hour comes and his soul is up for a new judgment.
I have to wonder whether he'll keep his memories of this time.
After the war ended, Ekin hung up his bow on the wall and traded the path of the ranger in for the craft of the carpenter. It may not be the most heroic ending to a tragic story like his, but as Torag is my witness, Ekin's happy with it, as is Alina, who became his wife and is bearing his child. Any baby born into this family will be pretty lucky, since the king himself still visits his old friend and will likely become the child's patron. Jubilost returned to the life of a traveling explorer, frequently visiting his favorite kingdom. He said so himself. His famous work studying the First World all opened with a dedication to his longtime companion, the king. Sometimes, during Jubilost's performances, all kinds of chaos would break loose. Viewers turned into unicorns, or would be teleported to the top of a cliff. Later, Jubilost would be seen arguing fiercely with a pretty gnome named Nerd. The arguments looked very sweet and intimate.
Aww.
As for Knock Knock, apologies, I mean Hero Knock Knock, he continued his questionably heroic efforts in the Stolen Lands. Despite whatever mess he fell into, no matter the danger he leapt into, he always seemed to scrape through just a little better off than before. Like true heroes, he simply never gave up, struggling on and meeting the challenge of each new day with a spirit that no mishap or misfortune could ever quell. The slightly inaccurate statue of him and the king still stands in the square to this day. The two figures side by side. I've always felt that, while the heights may be a bit off, I'd say it accurately reflects the size and spirit of the goblin hero who'd been nurtured by the teachings of his king. Kalika remained in the kingdom, though her desire to witness the world's wonders keeps driving her to take long journeys. But when she is home, she spends much of her spare time with her sister. They don't quarrel anymore, and have stopped dragging each other into trouble. Canera settled down in the capital and became a very busy entrepreneur. It seems as though every hour is planned, meeting with rich merchants or inventors whose work she's promoting. But on her way home, she never fails to stop at the market to personally buy some sweets for her sister. Between Canera's business sense and Kalika's charm, they founded and successfully run not one, but 3 organizations. A trading house, a shelter for tiefling children, and a school of magic devoted to Nethys.
Nice!
Nyrissa and her beloved king live happily together, setting up the kingdom hand in hand. Their union somehow linked the unruliness of the First World with the order of material plane. Nyrissa managed to bring forth the daring vision for which she had once been cursed, the creation of her dream country. Our kingdom is now a flourishing land, taking the best of both wild nature and structured civilization, and our capital is an amazing garden city, which visitors from all over Golarion come to see.
Now that is awesome. Especially, I mean, Face Speaker Druid, that's about the best ending I could have hoped for this character.
As for myself, the author of this book, Lindsay, who never chose a pretty nickname, I'm still here, inside my creation within the Capitol Library. I live just like I always dreamed, surrounded by people and books. And not a day goes by without someone turning my pages. My story inspired many others to take up the quill. My readers have written many fierce books, articles, and pamphlets, flinging truth in the faces of tyrants. What more could I dream of? I hope, oh honored reader, that this story offered you some daring ideas. Or at least some entertainment. In any case, it's time to set the final period.
And that was a nice bit of leaning on the fourth wall right there. Not quite breaking it, but definitely leaning on it. Okay, and that was the Facespeaker Druid run. I hope you all enjoyed it. And, well, honestly, I'm a little unsure what to do with myself after that one. So, I'll probably take a couple days off of streaming some... Well, I have no idea whether I'll take days off of streaming or not. But, anyway, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough, and have a nice night and pleasant dreams.